So check this out. We have another case of a Asian store owner that hunted down, chased down, and murdered a black child. And he was just, I guess he was let off for it. It was not guilty. Killed one of our boys in cold blood. Which unfortunately, this is not a new story. Like, this is, by new story, I don't mean this is not new. Like, it's not a recent occurrence. What I'm saying is, it's a repeat of a story that we've heard over and over again. Same situation with George Zimmerman. Same situation with the Asian store owner that murdered Latasha. I forgot her last name back in the day. It was riots in LA over it. But one thing that all of these things have in common, right? There's something that all of them have in common, is it's a case of a person of color murdering a black person or a black child with impunity. And by with impunity, I mean it is state-sanctioned murder of our kids, of our people, by other minorities, you know? And I think this is indicative of something that's very problematic with the black community and other quote-unquote minority groups. Have you ever heard of a black person murdering a non-white person with impunity? Have you ever heard of a black person killing an Asian person or Asian child, or a Hispanic person or a Hispanic child, so on and so forth? Have you ever heard of a scenario in which we murder any of these other minorities and we are not held accountable for it through the criminal justice system? If that has happened, please let me know. But I can't think of any situations where that was the case. So I say that to say this: people of color and black people, there needs to be a real distinction made, because we do not experience the same privileges as non-black minorities. It is not, that's not our reality, right? And then on the flip side, they do not experience the oppressions that we experience. And I would like to say they don't experience the same level of oppression, but I'll just say it. They do not experience the same oppressions that we experience. When it comes to being murdered with impunity, that is a black thing, right? I'm not saying that there aren't occurrences of that in other communities. What I am saying is those occurrences are a fraction of the occurrences that happen to us, right? So it's a non-comparison. We are the only ones who are incarcerated at the rate that we are incarcerated, especially our men, because that really isn't the case for our women. We're the only ones who are underemployed and unemployed at the rate that we are underemployed and unemployed at all education and income levels. It was only us. We're the only ones that experience housing discrimination at the levels that we experience. We are the only ones. It is not a minority occurrence. It is not a phenomenon that happens across all people of color demos. No, it is almost and utterly exclusively a black issue. And I can go down the line of a list of other things that we experience: disparities, oppressions, whatever you want to call it, financial embargoes, economic embargoes, whatever. I can go down the list. Actually, honorable mention, we're the only ones who get discriminated against access to business capital, right? Those disparities only exist for black businesses. They do not exist for anyone else. So I say that to say this: we are not the same. Politically, we should not be aligning with people who do not have our experience, who do not suffer from the same societal attacks that we experience, because we have two politically distinct agendas. Now, wherever there is overlap, then yes, we can push for things that mutually benefit us, right? But just know, whenever we align ourselves with these other minorities, the other minorities are the ones that will get the benefits from whatever that agenda is. And then maybe crumbs of that benefit will trickle down to us. But we all know how trickle-down economics works. You know, so again, man, it's yet another state-sanctioned murder of a black child, in this case, by a non-black minority. You know, so rest in peace to that child. And I pray that peace be with his family, right? His parents, you know, his loved ones, if he has siblings. You know, I pray that they, you know, God gives them peace. And, but I also pray that they use this as, I pray that they address what happened to their son with, you know, kind of a righteous indignation that allows them to, you know, not let his martyrdom go in vain. But yeah, man, this is the kind of thing that these are moments that it kind of reminds us. It's the kind of reminder that you never want to get. And I'm sure that, you know, midterms coming up, I would not be surprised if the Democrats use this as some sort of galvanizing moment to mobilize black people around voting for, you know, the Democratic Party and their candidates that do nothing to lobby for black people, but like to pretend and do the blackface thing. So yeah, you know, I'm sure I would not be surprised if they use this for that cause. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, bro. Yeah, man.